Chosen one, pause everything and let these words penetrate your soul. There is a profound shift unfolding, and you have been summoned to take hold of it now. This is not a time for half measures or faint-hearted steps. It is a clarion call to act, to move like never before, and yes, to start spending your money like water, unreservedly, boldly, and without looking back. Why? Because something is igniting in your life that cannot be contained by old mindsets of lack, fear, or maybe tomorrow. Before we plunge into these 3 simple actions, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment with the sacred number 777. This outward act signals an inward transformation. It declares to the universe and to yourself that you are ready to embrace this message without hesitation, that you are prepared to fling open the floodgates of possibility. Let the fire in your heart roar higher than your doubts. There are seasons in life when playing it safe no longer serves you, when the very essence of your next level demands a leap of faith so radical that it shocks even you. This is that moment. The old ways of tiptoeing around your dreams, of waiting for the so-called perfect time, or of stashing away every penny out of fear, will not cut it anymore. You are stepping onto a battlefield of destiny, where hesitation could cost you everything. Hear this, chosen one. You have been equipped, prepared, and chosen. You stand at the brink of a breakthrough that will not only change your financial reality, but will also alter your mindset, your relationships, and the legacy you leave behind. This is the hour to do it. No more delays. You must hurry, not in anxiety, but in exhilarating expectancy for what lies ahead. Spending money like water is not about recklessness. It is about breaking the stranglehold that the spirit of poverty has on your life. We're not talking about throwing bills into the wind for no purpose. We are talking about activating a radical generosity and confidence that says, I know there is more where this came from. It means choosing to trust that the same force that orchestrates galaxies can also orchestrate your finances, ensuring that your cup never truly runs dry. When you release money freely, whether it's investing in your dreams, blessing others, or leveling up your life, you align with a principle as old as creation itself, that you can never truly outgive the source of your abundance. This is not just a mental exercise, it is a spiritual law that breaks the chains of scarcity, a declaration that you refuse to be ruled by fear any longer. Perhaps you have felt a restlessness in your soul, a gnawing sense that you are sitting on potential that hasn't yet been unleashed. Maybe you've caught glimpses of a future brimming with resources, influence, and fulfillment, only to pull back at the last second because of doubt or perceived limitations. Let me speak directly to that hesitation. It is time to blow past it. That hesitation is rooted in the false belief that you are not enough, that resources are finite, that the next big step might leave you exposed. But the truth is, you are more than capable of handling the demands of the next level, because the same God who planted the vision in you has also equipped you with the grit, wisdom, and favor to see it through. When you hold back out of fear, you dishonor the brilliance of that divine spark within you. You may be tempted to cling to the what-ifs. What if your money runs out? What if you invest in that dream and it fails? What if others judge you for spending lavishly or for stepping out so boldly? Let me answer those what-ifs with a bigger question. What if everything goes right? What if the floodgates of provision swing wide because you chose faith over fear? What if the very step you're avoiding is the key that unlocks an entire warehouse of blessings, not just for you, but for everyone connected to you? The problem is that small-mindedness can trap you in a cycle of perpetual scarcity, never daring to see how high you could soar if you simply spread your wings. Chosen one, this is your clarion call to break free from that cycle. The time to do it is now. Look back at your life and see the pattern of how you always managed to rise again, even when the odds were stacked against you. You have endured storms, heartbreaks, financial setbacks, betrayal, yet here you are, breathing, living, still brimming with potential. Those trials were not meant to break you, they were training ground, forging resilience in your spirit. Now, all that resilience is needed for the leap of faith you're about to take. The world might not understand it. People might raise eyebrows when they see you invest heavily in your vision, or when they witness your fearless generosity. Yet none of that external noise matters, because deep in your spirit, you know you are on the cusp of something extraordinary. The notion of hurrying often carries negative connotations, implying rushing into decisions, but in this context, hurry up means to seize the divine momentum swirling around you. It means recognizing that a door has swung open that will not remain open forever. Opportunities have a window, and destiny sometimes demands urgency. You can feel it in your bones, that sense that if you don't leap now, you risk missing your moment. There are times when caution is wisdom, but there are also times when overthinking is the enemy. This is the latter. The green light has appeared. You've prayed for confirmation, and now it is blazing in front of you. Will you accelerate, or will you stay parked on the curb of indecision? At the center of this revelation is a transformative idea. Money is not your enemy, nor is it your master. It is a tool, a resource, a reflection of how you view the universe and your place within it. When you start spending money like water, you are saying that you will not be intimidated by the zeros on a price tag or the fear of running out. You are affirming that your source is infinite and that you trust you will always be refilled. Some might misconstrue this as a call to be lavish for the sake of vanity, but it's truly about having the audacity to claim the blessings that are rightfully yours. The homeless mindset, where you scrounge and scrape, always believing that you must fight for every crumb, is no longer permissible in your life. You have advanced beyond that stage. You are called to demonstrate abundance, to be a living testament that God's resources are boundless. In stepping into this level of freedom, do not be shocked if you experience testing. Sometimes finances seem to tighten the moment you decide to be generous or to invest in that big dream. But remember, this is an invitation to prove the sincerity of your faith. Will you keep sowing even if your natural eyes see lack? Will you keep believing that your barn will be filled when the world tries to peddle panic and recession? The answer must be a resounding yes, because this is how you break open the supernatural realm of provision. Like a seed pressed into soil, your financial risk, your spending, your giving in the face of doubt, will eventually yield a harvest so abundant that it defies logical explanation. That is the hallmark of living at this elevated plane. And it's not just about personal gain. When you spend money like water, directing it toward your dreams, your personal growth, your future, and the blessings of others, you turn into a conduit of change. You become the reason someone else finds hope, the reason a community gets revitalized, the reason a younger generation sees what is possible. Destiny is rarely just about one individual. It's about who else gets sparked into greatness by the fire you carry. Picture the ripple effect. The jobs created, the families restored, the innovations birthed, all because you dared to invest in something bigger than yourself. This is why we say, hurry up. The world cannot afford for you to delay. People are waiting for the vision inside you to materialize. If you sense a trembling in your spirit, it's because part of you recognizes how monumental this shift can be. Your current comfort zone might be screaming to you, slow down, we're not ready. But faith says, you are beyond ready. The comfort zone is the cradle of mediocrity, and you, chosen one, are not called to be mediocre. Mediocrity does not fit your soul. From the moment you dared to believe you had a purpose, you disqualified yourself from an average existence. Embrace the adrenaline that comes with stepping out. Learn to love the rush of uncertainty because it signifies that you are not living in your own small strength, but tapping into a greater power. You may ask, but how do I know I'm hearing correctly? What if I'm off track? Let me remind you that God does not plant illusions. The passion, the alignment of events, the confirmations through random conversations or sudden bursts of clarity, these are not coincidences. They are orchestrations designed to nudge you forward. If you've been praying for a sign, let this entire message be that sign. You stumbled upon these words for a reason, and the resonance you feel is not mere sentiment, it is the echo of your destiny. If your heart leaps at the thought of living in radical financial liberty, of investing in your calling without flinching, of blessing those in need without second-guessing, then trust that leap. It is guiding you to the very place your soul has long yearned for. Yet it will not be a walk in the park. Every level of elevation attracts new challenges. Old friends might not understand why you're throwing away money on expansions, charitable acts, or personal upgrades. Family members might think you've lost your mind. But remember, you cannot live your life determined by the applause or disapproval of others. Listen to wise counsel, sure, but recognize that not everyone has the capacity to see what you see. You are charting a course that many have never walked. Of course it looks risky from the outside. Pioneers always appear radical until they prove what's possible. So do it. Prove what's possible. Let your success and your unshakable faith be the testimony that shifts the mindsets around you. Also, be mindful of the principle of stewardship. Spending money like water does not give you license to be irresponsible. It means living in a flow state of generosity and investment, not in mindless consumerism. Think of your spending as a statement of faith. Every purchase, every donation, every risk you take is ultimately sowing seeds into the garden of your future. The difference between waste and wise investment is intent. One is fueled by vanity or escapism, while the other is fueled by vision. If you check your motives and find them aligned with growth, service, and the unveiling of your destiny, then proceed confidently, even if others don't yet grasp your logic. They don't have to. You carry the blueprint in your soul, not them. All throughout history, the greatest leaps forward have happened when someone decided they would no longer be enslaved by fear. We celebrate these individuals because they overcame the gravitational pull of "what if I fail?" and leaped anyway. The difference between those who pass from this world with their music still in them and those who leave a powerful legacy often comes down to a single monumental choice: to act, to take the leap, to bet on the unseen. This is precisely where you stand. Will you let the unknown paralyze you, or will you harness it as the wind beneath your wings? Imagine yourself a year from now, 2 years from now, having spent money like water to catalyze your dreams. Envision the expansions you could have made, the business or ministry that's flourishing, the personal brand that touches people across continents, the team you've built around you who share your passion. Visualize the ripple effect of your radical trust, how it's inspired others to move beyond their limitations. In that mental picture, do you see regret? Or do you see a sense of exhilaration that you took the chance? Almost certainly you see exhilaration, because regret usually comes from the risks you never took, not from the ones you wholeheartedly embraced in faith. Never forget that your resources, your dreams, your very breath are gifts entrusted to you for a purpose. You are a steward of these gifts, called to multiply them and bless the world. Playing small does not honor the grandeur of what you've been given. Yes, fear will knock on your door. It always does when you threaten the status quo. But you do not have to open that door. Answer instead with faith, reminding fear that it has no jurisdiction in a soul that has chosen to align with divine overflow. Step after step, purchase after purchase, investment after investment, Watch how heaven's storehouse backs your every move. In the process, your identity will shift. No longer will you see yourself as the underdog scraping by. You will realize you are an heir to an inexhaustible supply. This realization changes your body language, your conversation, and your influence. Opportunities begin to chase you because you emanate a certainty that is magnetic. It's not arrogance, it's clarity. You know whose you are and what you carry, and you wield your resources like a warrior unsheathing a sword. People will look at you and see possibility personified. They may ask, how do you manage to keep going even when the odds are against you? And your answer will be, because I tapped into a well that never runs dry. Let me also caution you, not everyone will cheer you on. Some will project their fears onto you, accusing you of carelessness or extravagance. That's okay. You must learn to identify the difference between good counsel and fear-based advice. Surround yourself with mentors and peers who encourage your expansion. Build relationships with those who understand that investing in your dream is not a luxury, but a necessity. Yes, you will face friction. Yes, it might sting to see people doubt your sincerity or your intelligence. But your calling is not up for debate. It is a fixed point in your life, waiting to be claimed by the boldness of your actions. At times, you may feel physically and emotionally drained because stepping into a new dimension of living demands every ounce of your being. In those moments, do not retreat. Find rest in the knowledge that you're aligned with something bigger. Take a pause if you must, but do not abandon your quest. Lean into prayer, into meditative stillness, into journaling your vision again and again. Each time you reaffirm what God has spoken to your spirit, you anchor yourself in the swirl of chaos that often accompanies big changes. Keep your focus on the horizon, for that is where your victory awaits. Now, as we come to the climax of this message, let me speak directly to your heart. Do it. Step out, spend the money, launch the project, sow into those around you. Take the risk that has been tapping on your shoulder. Hurry up, not out of panic, but out of reverent urgency. There is a grace window open right now that will not remain indefinitely. The time is ripe for you to act, to release the treasure you've been hoarding in your mind or your wallet. This is how you honor the gift of life, by living it fully, boldly, without regrets. Even if you stumble, you will stumble forward, gleaning lessons that elevate you even higher. Finally, seal this moment. Like this video, subscribe and comment 777. By doing so, you commit to the journey of radical trust and unstoppable action. You are telling yourself, the universe, and every naysayer that you choose to walk in faith, not fear. You choose overflow, not limitation. You choose to accelerate into the promise that has lingered in your heart for so long. The floodgates are open, chosen one. Step in and let the waters of abundance carry you to realms you never thought you would see. And remember, the rest of the world is watching, waiting for someone just like you to show them that it's possible to break free from every mental and financial chain. Be that example. Hurry up and do it. Start spending your money like water, trusting in the infinite wellspring that stands ready to refill your cup at every turn.